I'm Greg Norman. I talk on how to outperform your opposition by outthinking them. I start by taking the audience through the exercise of understanding how a champion is born and how a champion is defined. We think of people like Maria Sharapova and Roger Federer as champions because they physically represent what we regard as an athlete. And we attribute their athleticism by their physique. But that isn't true. I prove to you that to outperform your opposition is not necessarily your musculature and your athleticism necessarily, as much as it is how you think. Maria Sharapova and Roger Federer are remarkable athletes because of the way in which they think within the game, how they outthink their opposition and how they outperform their opposition by outsmarting the way in which they play the game. I'll move on to team sports because ultimately team sports are more related to how we behave in a business within a team environment. The understanding of the thinking processes of the various players, their particular skills, how they are read by and anticipated by each other, that makes a champion team and allows them to win and outperform their opposition completely. In business, it's as critical as understanding teamwork as on the field. From there, we look at the process of what defines personality. And once we understand that your personality is critical to the process, and then how to merge the thinking processes of the company and the individuals in the company, I then take you through a process of what defines character. And character is a very interesting exercise because it's actually born out of, more often than not, challenging circumstances. I sit with businesses and companies where they talk about limitations. And one of the perfect examples that I use to demonstrate that there is no such thing as a limitation. Limitations are all in your mind. They're thoughts that you put in place where you consider either your opposition to be more powerful than you, stronger than you, richer than you, wealthier than you, with much more resource, etc. And those are considered to be advantages that your opposition have on you. That is absolute rubbish. I've seen businesses that have tiny sales forces outperform massive companies. And I've seen big companies that stay dominant, not necessarily because of their size, but because of the way in which they nurture the thinking of their people. I'm Greg Norman. I talk on how to outperform your opposition by outthinking them.